I am going to show you a quick tutorial about how to import grades directly into PowerSchool. So instead of going through box by box and entering scores individually, manually, I'm going to input this whole column of grades all at once. So I'm in PowerTeacher Pro right now, and I'm going to show you how to input 3 of my grades that I will choose for my 4th period Honors Algebra 2 class. See, I've already got grades for all of these guys. I've got 1, 2, 3 assignments that I'm going to input grades for, and it'll only take a couple of minutes. So I'm going to click on the first one where I was a moment ago. All right, and once again, I've got this blank column of grades. So the option that we want to find is here in the upper right of the screen, this little settings wheel, although this isn't settings so much as it is there are a couple of options here. And you can see down at the bottom, we've got the option to import scores rather. There's a couple of buttons. This one says Browse Files because we are going to select a file that has all of our scores in it. And I'm going to show you how to set up that file in a moment. Here, there's a couple of formats that we can select because PowerSchool needs to know in what format are we delivering for it to read our scores. One of the options down here is a CSV file. There's also a text file. A CSV file is a comma-separated values file that is just a very simple file type that many websites use, and pieces of software like Excel use to store data, and just about anything that works with data can read a CSV file. Don't worry, we don't need to know anything about setting up a CSV file because we are going to use a PowerTeacher score template. But before we do this, I will show you how to quickly put together a PowerTeacher score template. So I'm exiting out of this. Back over on this options wheel, there's an Export Scores Template button. And go ahead and click on this. And notice down here in the lower left, I automatically got a download. I've done this a couple of times today, so I have some other versions of this. But this says it's the name of my assignment underscore PowerSchool template pst.csv. So you can double click on this and this just popped up on my other desktop. Just one moment. Here it is. So what did PowerSchool give you? PowerSchool wants its data delivered with 3 columns in this CSV file. Now I know this looks like an Excel spreadsheet, but notice if I look at this file, here's a quick workbook I opened. If you normally open an Excel workbook, it will save it as a .xlsx Excel workbook file. This was delivered to us as a .csv file. You can see its kind is .csv, so that's fine. We will just leave it. However, Excel knows how to read that, so it opens it up and makes it look like a nice pretty workbook for us. But the important thing is we are going to give it 3 columns. The first column is student number, which I'm highlighting here. Fortunately, we don't have to put this together. Because we have downloaded the export template, we already have all of our student numbers in the first column of data. It also delivers to us our student names, last name, comma, first name, in the second column. In the third column, we are going to copy and paste our scores. All of this is header information about your class. You can ignore all of this up here and just leave it. Don't delete it. Leave everything. But here in cell C9, we are going to copy and paste our scores. Notice C9 might be hard to find because this first student's name is a little long, so it bleeds over into the next cell visually, but I can just drag this over, and I'm still looking under the score value for where I'm going to put my scores. Now, I already have my scores tabulated in an Excel file. You just need to copy and paste your scores wherever you might have them on whatever website or Excel file that you have. I already have my scores in an Excel file, so I will highlight them and I will do Command C to copy these scores. I've got 3 columns for 3 assignments. I will go over here to our template, go to C9, and then I will do instead of doing Command V, I almost misspoke. You got to be careful because if you're dealing with an Excel spreadsheet like I am, I've got formulas in there. To be safe, go to the Paste button in the upper left and click the down arrow and just get the values that you need if you're using a spreadsheet like I am. And there we go. Make sure you've got the same number of scores for the number of students that you have over here. And it's okay that I've got 3 columns. You just need to line these scores up directly to the right of your student names, and you can do as many scores here as you'd like. I'm doing 3 today, but you could do 10 or 15 or 20 scores all at once. Now, what I'll recommend too is I'm going to save this file. This has this weird name that was given to us, but I'm going to do Save As if you'd like, because you can save this template for later, and you can reuse it as many times as you'd like to. So I'll just call this Import Template Period 4, because this is my Period 4 students. You'll want to have these for each one of your periods. Like I said, you don't have to worry about the file format. Just don't change this. Leave it as a CSV because that's what we want. And I'll hit Save. All right, so I've got my import template for period 4, and we are all ready to go. So back over here in PowerSchool, I hit the options wheel, and now I will click Import Scores. I'm going to browse files, and I'm going to pick here that file that I just saved, and then I renamed it as Import Template Period 4. We're good to go. You can validate the student names or not. It doesn't matter. It will be the correct student names because we downloaded the template from PowerSchool itself. And because of that, we're choosing on this drop-down menu for the format, this Power Teacher Score template. So we'll hit Next, and this is what we see. Here's all that header information, so that needs to be there. PowerSchool is expecting all that information to be here, and the fact that there's a bunch of caution exclamation signs over here does not matter. It's basically just telling you, hey, I'm not reading these first couple of rows to get your scores. I'm reading down here the scores that you pasted right next to your student names. Goes all the way down the list. Here are all of my scores. These are just point values for my assignments. And I've got 3 columns, score 1, score 2, and score 3. Again, if you add more columns, you'll have score 5, score 4, 5, and 6, and so on. But I'm just doing my first assignment here, so I'll just click the first score column, and I'll click Import. And there we have it. You see a little message up here that says Data Saved. That's it. That's all you need to do. Your scores are automatically saved. I can click the drop-down menu, and now go to my next assignment, and because we set up that import file with 3 columns, I'll go to my next assignment, and I'm going to do the same thing. Click the options wheel, import scores. I'm going to choose the same file, my import template, because that has my scores all ready to go. Next. The assignment file name does not match. Continue. Well, your assignment file names might not always match, but that's okay. We don't care about the names. We just care about the scores. If you see this message, just click the yes box. I'm going over here. Now I'm on a different assignment. I'm on my second column here for my second assignment. So I just select this button, which highlights my second column, and I click Import. And assignment numbers 2 is done. Let's rinse and repeat just quickly here for my third. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. First, I have to select my last assignment. Settings, import template. Next. Check the box, that's fine. Highlight third column, import. And you can see how quickly this will go. If you have this template saved and ready to go for future assignments, you can get a lot of columns in at once. The last thing that I will just show you is sometimes you need to redo your grades, and that's fine. If I want to go back and redo the grades for my first assignment, right, I already have these grades saved in here. You can click Import, and you can maybe I copy and paste my grades again because I have updated grades. I'm just going to use the same file for now. And you can just do this again. And when you get here, it gives you a quick warning because it says scores already exist, so it won't let you import. I've got column 1 highlighted. You just need to go to this drop-down menu and say overwrite existing scores, and you can re-import them, and it will take whatever your new scores are and overwrite these scores over here. So I hope that helps. You can email me if you have any questions or want some more help with this to set it up on your own computer.